Well, good morning everybody. As you'll be able to see by this here thermometer, it's Thursday morning. It's less than 10 degrees, about 9 degrees in here, and I'm going to heat it up. And this here is what I'm going to be using to do it. It's the HCalory diesel heater, 8 kilowatts it is, and as you can see, quite neat, not massively heavy. This is the exhaust pipe, air intake pipe, and the red knob on the top is where you put the diesel. On this side is the control panel. I'm mostly going to be using the phone app, to be honest, so I'm just going to get it rigged up. And it's going to be getting rigged up in our gazebo because, yeah, it's absolutely piddling it down. Jill and I have not been well, so we're going to have a look at this thing in a place where I do like to get a bit of heat. You'll see it all come together. There might be a little bit of music over the next bit. I will say that I've made a couple of additions to it, as in I've got a very long exhaust heating tube, if you like. The one that comes with it is this, and I'm going to be using this to stop the exhaust from burning the plastic sides of our gazebo. But let's put it together and you can see how it works. So there it is, in situ, with the slightly longer exhaust pipe. Well, actually that's the exhaust pipe, and you'll see that I've put a heat-proof membrane down to stop it all from going doolally-tap. Right, it's time to switch it on. I'm powering it straight from the electric on this one, purely and simply because I haven't had a chance to get everything I need out of the van to be able to run it the way I would want to run it off the EcoFlow, but we'll work with its control panel. And there you have it. So we just need to press the on button, which is on this right hand side. It's as easy as that. That switches it on, and then we wait. And I'm going to set it to H6, no I'm not, we'll go to 9, 8HH10, so it's right up, as you'll be able to see there, as hot as it'll go. And then you can hear what's happening as it happens. Now, one thing I've forgotten to mention is, because this thing is burning diesel, there is potential, if you're not careful. Can you hear that click? It's starting up, so it's starting to pump the diesel through. These are important things to have. It's as you'll be able to see, a carbon monoxide monitor, and you need to keep one of these fairly close to you. Now, in my experience, there's been none, but we'll keep this on hand just to be sure. And as we are going You hear the click? Now I can smell stuff. So let's have a look at this. Still showing 0. Even though I can smell burning diesel, there is 0. And we're starting to get heat. The temperature is still below 10 on the thermometer up there. But what I can see here is really rather nice. It's making a noise to start with, as you might expect, but it's not. It's the fan really running. And while we're on, we might as well have a look at the app and see what the app says. And as you'll be able to see, it knows it's running in what's called gear mode at AH10, and I can start to feel heat on my feet even now. We're not on high plateau 1, no, we're not on high plateau 2. This is in what's known as gear mode, and gear mode means you pick the level at which you want it to operate, and it's operating at full chat at the minute, but I can turn it down. I'm not going to for the time being. What I am going to do is drop the door on the gazebo a little bit, because it's bloody cold in here and I want to build the heat up a bit quicker. Back in a tick. So I've closed the door down and the difference is already apparent. Even though there's quite a gap at the bottom, it's still, I can feel the heat starting to change to the extent that I can see the thermometer rising. Let's give you a look at that. Remember where it was earlier? It's going up. So yes, it's getting better and getting warmer. So I'm just going to sit here and see how long it takes. As you can see, I'm in shirt sleeves, which on a day when we're being told it's 8 degrees, although it's 10 degrees in here, and rising now. This is definitely very, very much warmer. I can feel a beautiful draft coming out of that slightly extended hose. Let's just check the monitor, and we still have 0 parts per million, so I think we're good. I would have expected any carbon monoxide to be generated right at the start of. Now, why have we got this? Well, very simply put, I like to sit in our awning when we're away, whichever of the 2 or however many awnings it is we have, I lose count. But I like to sit in the awning, sit outside of a night. It's nice, and when it's cold, that means getting wrapped up in all kinds of stuff, and I'm a big firm believer in not getting wrapped up to death. I like to be loose and free. This sounds awful, doesn't it? It's not meant to be. But I like to be able to walk about comfortably. I don't want to have to put a duvet around myself. So we thought this HCalory diesel heater, we'd been thinking about it for a while. Not necessarily this one, we've been thinking about some form of heating for the awning, and I know a lot of people like to heat their awnings, and I know that a lot of people don't like other folks using elastic trickery to heat their awnings. So, diesel heater. And Emma from Banggood HCalory gave us a yell, said, do you want to have a look at one of these? And I thought, hell yes, too damned right I do. And as it turns out, I was right so to do. Now, the idea behind it is that the unit itself sits inside your awning. You route its exhaust underneath the awning, taking pains to make sure, because it gets very hot, that you're not going to damage your awning with heat, which is why I've used that other tube and why I've got the longer one, because the corner is the best place. You can zip up a little bit, or pull the zip up, unzip a little bit to give you room to get everything through, if you know what, if you get what I'm saying. So it exhausts outside the awning, as this one is, but it heats, and the heat from the box itself, such as it is, stays inside your awning. That's what we're doing. Now then, let me just show you the thermometer again, and bear in mind this is in real time. I might have done an edit, but I doubt it. Let's show you. There you are, 11 degrees, and you can see it's climbing. So it's been running what, 5 minutes, if that, and we've got heat in the place. My little toes are working nicely. According to the app, the ambient temperature is 12 degrees, which is exactly what the thermometer said. The aluminium body temp is 232 degrees. Apparently we're 73 meters above sea level, and it's running on 12 volts, which I knew it would be, because even though it's plugged into 230, that's a drop down to 12 volt. And no doubt that means people will be asking, can I run it off my EcoFlow? Depends which one. If you've got an EcoFlow with a 2-pin out, then yes. If it's just on a 12 volt barrel connector, the cigarette lighter connector, the answer is no, because it needs 15 amps when it first starts up. There's a little glow plug in the burnery bit. It has to heat up, and it takes 150 watts for that to happen, and 10 times 12 is 120, so it's not enough. It needs 15 amps in order to have the headroom so that it doesn't flick your power bank off. Now if you've got one with an Anderson connector, then an Anderson connector will do 20 amps. Yes, that will work. Yes, you can wire it to that. Otherwise, if you want to run it from 12 volts, you will need to take a direct connection to your battery. A fused direct connection that you can plug in and bring round, that would work. But to be honest, I quite like the idea of plugging the 12 volt adapter into the 230 volt outlet on the EcoFlow, and then keep the EcoFlow plugged in, and it'll run. Now, given that it wants 150 watts to start, and I have seen that it pulls about 30 watts while it's running. They sound like big numbers, but really they're not. A 1 kilowatt EcoFlow will keep that running for 24 hours at least, possibly more, nearer 30 maybe, and it's absolutely fine, and it works. In terms of how much diesel does it use, last time I had it running, I filled it up, I ran it for 4 hours, and I've used about 1/4 of a litre. So I think there's enough diesel in there to run it for at least 20 hours. And mind, that was on full chat. And the way things are going at the moment, given the temperature on my feet and the temperature in the gazebo, which is now rising quite nicely, we're now at 13 degrees, I'll be able to knock it down onto 1 in a bit. Other ways of using it. Now, it has a temperature mode. I think the temperature sensor is in the remote, and when you get the kit, you get an extended lead, which is what I've got on here, that you can plug in. You take the top off, it's easy enough to do. You can plug it in so that your control panel is further away from the unit itself. I think the temperature sensor is in there. I think that's where it reads the temperature from. So you can set it into temperature mode, and when it's in temperature mode, it then senses the temperature. It keeps it running at whatever level it needs to be running at to achieve that temperature, and then once it's achieved the temperature, it drops it down a bit. You can also put it into timed mode, which is an interesting one. So you could, in theory, go to bed on a night with it all connected up, powered up, just not running, and have it set to come on at 7 o'clock, because you're going to be wanting to be into the awning at past. Get it to come on at 7, so it's got half an hour to warm everything up, take the frost off it, get rid of the dew and stuff like that. I haven't tried that yet. To be honest, I don't know that we will, but we'll see how it goes. I've tried the timer and yes, it works. I haven't done the full bifter with it because we've not really had a chance. As we do, we'll tell you about it, because this is going to be getting used a lot if we're away in cold weather, or when we want to be sat out in cold weather on a night. Is it easy to use? Yeah, I think it is. The manual that comes with it is quite good. It's written in proper English. You've got a list here of all the bits and how it works, tells you everything. There may be, because since we got it, I've watched so many videos on diesel heaters, it's unreal. There's a few things that you can do. There's lots of things you can do. You can get an extended exhaust pipe, which we may or may not decide to do. I've already extended the heat duct outlet, as you can see by the longer one that's there. That doesn't come with it, and that's purely and simply so that I can get the heat right in the middle of wherever it is we're at, and that seems to work quite nicely, thank you. Yes, I've added the heat proof mat. That should hopefully stop any problems with melting the awning and stuff like that. Look, I've got to say, I'm really quite impressed by this. It's doing the job really well, and as you'll be able to see by this, you can see exactly what's going on. If I drop it down to 6, you'll be able to hear that the exhaust, the draft, the noise of it drops down a little bit. Now, I don't know about you, but I can't hear it ticking. I could hear the pump ticking when it was starting. I can't hear the pump now. I'll knock it back up to 10 because I want to get the heat up here, and it's on 10. It's now showing an ambient temperature of 14 degrees, and that's exactly right by my thermometer. So wherever the thermometer is, it's reading it right, so we would be able to use it in thermometric mode in this here gazebo. So right, let's sum it up. It's small, it's light, it's easily put together. Everything you need is there to be able to get it up and running. Yes, a bit of exhaust bandage, and yes, something to stop it from damaging your awning. You will need to purchase, but you would need to do that with any of them. It works, and it works well. That sound of the fan running is the sound of a fan running. I don't think you're ever going to get rid of any of that with any of them. And to be fair, you'll be able to tell yourself. This section here, I will definitely not edit the audio from here until I clap my hands again, so you can hear how it goes with my voice. I'm not shouting, I am arm's length away from the camera, and I'm using the camera's mic, so it's picking everything up in every direction. Right, back to edited audio now, if I've needed to, which I may not have done. We have got discount codes available. When Emma from HCalory got in touch, she's given us 11% off until December the 15th. The link will be down below in the description. There's 7% off for our friends in America. I'm sorry, that's to do with tariffs. It's now to do with me. I didn't arrange that. The people at HCalory, Emma, has given us this. So if you want one, go and get one. The price will be down here, what the current price is as I record this, which is the day before. You'll have seen it first, and that's about as much as I can tell you. Would I have bought one had I not already got one? Yes, I would. I think it's great. I think it's a great idea. I was a little confused at first about did it need to be outside and be piped inside, but no, it's inside. The exhaust is piped outside, and that's the only thing really that you need to worry about. Now, however long this video is, is however long this has been running, about 13 minutes, and we are now at 15 degrees. I'll show you just in case you don't believe us. There you are, you can see 15 degrees. So in 13 minutes it's put 5 degrees on. In half an hour then, will it have put 10 degrees on? Very probably. It works, and yes, I'd buy another one. So there you go, that's it. The HCalory, I can never remember the model. They've got about 5 or 6 of them. I can't remember the model number. I think it's TB2HC. Bluetoothable, as you've seen, so you can run it by the app. Yeah, it's extremely good. Anyway, there you go. I hope you found that useful. If you did, you know what to do all the sexy stuff, and we'll see you on the next one. But until then, enjoy the roads, enjoy the skies, but most of all, enjoy your lives, because life rocks when your living room rules and you toast your warm with an HCalory diesel heater. Yeah.